Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us here at the PBC with our partners at CDOT and Delta Engineering. A few housekeeping items before we get started. Please make sure you mute your computer. Please change your screen name to your first name, last name, and your company name so we know who's attending. Please add your name to the chat. You can, example, James Borkman at the PBC. And then we will have a Q&A session, but it'll be at the end. So please hold all your questions until the end. So again, good morning. We're here for the Chicago Department of Transportation Work Progress Administration Street Reconstruction Project at East 109th Street, South Hoyne Avenue, South Harding Avenue, and East 102nd Street. That's PBC contract number C1616. This is the pre-bid and technical review meeting being hosted November 13th, 2024 at 10 a.m. For the agenda today, we're briefly going to introduce who's on the call. I'll go over the procurement details. We'll have our compliance team led by our Director of Compliance, Patrice Doyle, go over the compliance details. And then we have our crack team from Delta Engineering, as well as some PBC employees who can go through the technical review side and answer any questions about these four exciting WPA streets. So briefly, going through introductions, my name is James Borkman. I'm the Director of Procurement here at the PBC. Patrice, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Good morning, Patrice Doyle, PBC Compliance.
Randy.
Good morning, Randy Williams, Deputy Director of Construction.
Minnie.
I'm sorry. Good morning, Minnie Keys, Procurement, PBC.
Javier. I believe that we had Javier DeSoto on. He's the project manager for this. Robert.
Hi, good morning. Robert Ochi, Public Building Commission, project manager.
Great. And I think that's everybody, if I'm not mistaken, from the PBC side. Why don't we have Jacqueline, our fantastic partner at CDOT, introduce herself?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jacqueline Samuel. I am the WPA program manager, and I have with me Tom, who will be introducing himself later, but he is our WPA support consultant. And then I have the Delta, which they will introduce themselves, and they are the design team for this project. So Tom.
Thank you, Jackie. Tom Constantine with Civil Tech.
Good morning, Tom.
I think Katie Biggs is here as well with Civil.
Morning, Katie.
Nick may be joining soon, James.
I actually just let him in the room. So Nick Vanderslaan, welcome. I'm introducing you directly, first thing, right out of the box. And we also have our exciting team from Delta. Grace, if you want to introduce yourself.
My name is Grace Christian. I'm working for Delta Engineering Group. I am a project manager for this construction package project, the WPA streets. And I have Jasbir from Delta Engineering Group as a project engineer. Jasbir, you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm Jasbir Singh from Delta, and I'm a project engineer on this WP projects.
Fantastic. Good morning, everybody. And then I noticed we have a few of our partners, construction partners on. Passion, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jim Kowaleski. I'm with FH Passion as an estimator.
Morning, Jim. And then K5 Construction is on as well.
Hi, my name is Virginia Lopresti, and I'm an estimator at K5.
Good morning. Okay, with that, we'll go ahead and get started. So again, we're here for the Works Progress Administration Street Reconstruction Project for East 109th, South Hoyne, South Harding, and East 102nd Street. The locations specific to those streets are detailed in the instructions to bidders as well as on the tech specs and drawings, but briefly we wanted to highlight them. East 109th is the area of East 109th from South Avenue O to South Burley Avenue. For Hoyne Avenue, it's from West 52nd to its dead end. For Harding Avenue, it's from West 24th Street to its dead end. And for East 102nd Street, it's from the dead end to South Commercial Avenue. The general scope of work for these projects, which will be covered in more detail during the tech review, involves earth excavation, Portland cement concrete base course, hot mix asphalt surface course, sewer and drainage structures, concrete curb and gutter work, concrete sidewalks, tactile detectable warning surface system for curb ramps, concrete driveways and alleys, lighting, thermoplastic pavement markings, signs, as well as topsoil sodding and tree planting. The contractors required for this project to prepare a phasing and logistics plan for review and approval by CDOT and PBC prior to the mobilization and commencement of any of the work here. We also have some time of completion requirements that are included in the instructions to bidders. Those time of completion requirements are going to be highlighted here briefly. After I briefly highlight them, I'll turn it over to Randy or Robert if they want to go into any more detail. Right now, the substantial completion date is September 30th, 2025, with the following scheduled milestones. First is mobilization. That's pre-construction, permitting, submittals of materials and equipment. Work cannot commence sooner than December 10th of this year. Must wrap up by March 31st of 2025. Schedule 2, then there's the substantial completion, which involves the actual street reconstruction and all associated work. Work is not to commence sooner than April 1st, 2025, and must be completed by the substantial completion date of September 30th, 2025. Scheduled milestone number 2, which is the tree planting, as previously mentioned, that would be the fall tree planting schedule, starting no sooner than October 1st, 2025, and wrapping up by November 30th of 2025. Liquidated damages for this project are $1,000 per day to achieve SC and $500 per day for each scheduled milestone date. Randy or Robert, anything you'd like to add here for time of completion requirements?
James, I didn't have anything to add to these stipulated dates.
Great, thank you. The availability of documents. K5 and Passion, you already know this, but for those watching the recording, the PBC Current Opportunities page has links to the available documents, as well as a direct link to the online plan room at Crossroads Print and Technology. They can be reached at 630-963-4700, extension 309. You can also email them directly at orders@crossroads.com. They have book 1, book 2, book 3, as well as all the drawings. You can also get a copy of the electronic documents via one of our assist agencies. This is included in the instructions to bidders, which is we call book 1. At the tail end of book 1, all of the contact information is located and is clickable through. You're currently at the tech review meeting, you're currently in the pre-bid meeting. The tech review meeting will follow immediately following my review of important sections of the instructions to bidders. The date and time later today at 10:30 in the morning. Site visit, we don't currently have a site visit schedule. Notwithstanding that fact, a failure of the bidder to become familiar with the project does not relieve the bidder of any of their responsibility as regards finalizing the work, completing the work, and the construction documents. Any RFIs that you have need to be submitted to me and me alone, James Borkman. I'm the contract officer for this project. That can be submitted directly to my email at james.borkman@cityofchicago.org. The current deadline is November 29th, 2024 at 4 p.m. Of course, that's subject to change via addenda, but that's the current deadline for the RFIs. As of now, no addenda have been issued for this project. However, we do anticipate an addenda being issued with updated environmental information as well as some other items. So please be on the lookout for an addenda soon. The bid due date and time are currently set at Monday, December 2nd, 2024 at 11 a.m. Again, subject to change via addenda. All the PBC's bid openings are streamed live on our PBC YouTube account as well as Facebook and will be available recorded. The recording will be made available at the current opportunities page as well as the bid tabulation document. Electronic submission of bids is the same as it usually is for the PBC. We need one complete copy of the bid document. We need original signature or digital signatures. We need you to include your bid bond, and you must include the master bid tab and master bid form. You'll see the schedule of prices in the award criteria, which I'm going to go over momentarily. We need that in both Excel and PDF format. We need it that way because we want to make sure that the math formulas that are entered into that Excel sheet accurately captured your unit pricing schedules and translated to an accurate bid. You'll email all of these documents to james.borkman@cityofchicago.org and pbc-procurement@cityofchicago.org. The PBC discourages hard copy submissions. However, if you're unable to submit your bid electronically, ask me, give me a reason using my email, and we will do our best to consider the request. The current pre-award meeting following the apparent lowest responsible bidder's submission and identification is planned for Thursday, December 5th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. That would be a virtual meeting. The notice of award is anticipated to go, our recommendation to go to the December 2024 Board of Commissioners meeting. Following that meeting, you'll have 7 days to provide me a compliant notice of insurance as well as a payment and performance bond. I'm briefly going to highlight a few items in Book 1 and Book 2 we see frequently missed, never from Passion or Fake K5 construction. Budget staffing and additional requirements. The estimated construction budget for this is located on Book 1 at page 2, $2.8 to $3 million. There's a mandatory project staffing requirement we want you to review on page 3 of Book 1. The scheduling software requirements are located on page 4. The liquidated damages requirements, as I highlighted earlier, can be found on page 4. And the prevailing wage rates, which were current last we checked as of September 16th, 2024, and listed in Book 1, can be found on page 5, and an actual link to the Illinois Department of Labor's Cook County prevailing wage link. It can be found on page 44. As you know, the PBC has a great track record and is very encouraging of firms who would like to joint venture. If you do decide to joint venture, which again, we highly encourage, you need to complete a Schedule B joint venture affidavit. We will also need your joint venture agreement with the other firm, as well as if the joint venture partner is an M or a W certified company. As Patrice will tell you, we only accept certifications from Cook County and City of Chicago. We would need that certification letter included with these documents as well. Let's briefly highlight the bid form. There are 4 streets in this project. You'll see them each listed very clearly in the bid form. All of the information in the bid form will automatically total based on the prices that you enter into your schedule of prices. We'll then add the contract contingency and site work allowances for each of the projects and result in a grand total base bid. For the schedule of pricing, you'll locate each project's schedule of prices by clicking on the tabs at the bottom of the sheet. So you simply scroll down and locate each project by its tab. Once you select a project, you'll pull up a schedule of pricing sheet. The only information you need to enter is your unit price for each descriptive item. For example, tree removal 1 to 6 inches in diameter, there are 6, you'll enter your unit price per unit. Cubic yards for earth excavation, square yards for topsoil, etc. This cost will automatically populate, and the sheet will automatically total the cost for all items based on your submitted unit pricing here. It will then carry that total over to the sheet as noted earlier, which will then be grand totaled into the grand total base bid for all streets. The only other item we need you to enter on this master bid tab, master bid form, is the surety that you'll be using, as well as the bidder's information, your firm name and date. That way we have a legal document tying you to your bid. The award criteria figure sheet also auto-populates. This is the award criteria based on minority journey worker, minority apprentice, and minority laborer, as well as female journey worker, female apprentice, and female laborer. You simply enter the maximum amount up to 70% for minority journey worker, apprentice, and laborer, or 15% for female journey worker, apprentice, and laborer, and that will automatically take the deduct or credit off of your total base bid and will give you the total award criteria. As you know, the PBC's basis of award is that lowest grand total award criteria. That is line 18 of the bid form, as you'll see here, grand total award criteria figure. Firms are also required to fill out the entire bid form. If you do not, the PBC may deem your firm non-responsive and therefore not eligible for bid. The commission also reserves the right to reject any and all bids wherever such rejection is in the best interest of the commission, and that includes bids that are materially unbalanced. Those will be immediately rejected. Patrice, I'll turn it over to you for walking through the compliance section.
Hello. The MBE and WBE goals for this project is 26% MBE, 6% WBE. We accept certification from the city of Chicago or Cook County. They must be certified in the scope of work that they're performing. If they are a plumbing contractor, but they're certified as an electrician, they cannot receive credit for the scope of work for plumbing. So just make sure that you are making sure that they are certified in the scope of work that they are performing. Additional information regarding MBE and WBE information can be found in Book 2, Article 23. And again, only certifications from City of Chicago or Cook County. As James mentioned, the award criteria figure earlier, the maximum that a contractor can identify is 70% minority journey workers, 70% minority apprentice, 70% minority labor. The maximum for female is 15% female journey workers, 15% female apprentice, and 15% female labor. It does not mean that you have to identify 70 and 15 in all categories, but the maximum that you can identify is 70% and 15%. The community hire hours for this project is 7.5%. And city residency is 50%. These percentages are based on the total hours worked on the project for this project. This is the community area map for this project. So that's 7.5%. The total hours worked must come from the areas identified on this project. The dark areas just identify the location of the projects, but all of those areas that are highlighted is considered the community area map. Our B2G now is our MBE, WBE tracking system that we use to monitor payments for MBEs and WBEs. Your MBE and WBE credit, if they are established business, meaning they are in the process of graduating from the program, their certification will identify what percentages they are at. First year is 75%, second year is 50%, and third year is 25%. And after that, hopefully they'll graduate from the program. So make sure when you identify if they are an established MBE, WBE firm, that's the amount of credit that they will receive, not their contract amount, but the credit amount for MBE, WBE participation. Manufacturers that are MBE and WBE firms, they receive 100%. Suppliers receive 60% and brokers receive 0%. They must submit a Schedule D that should be completed by the prime contractor and a Schedule C that should be completed by the subcontractor. As mentioned, this is the Schedule D that should be completed by the prime contractor, the firm that's bidding on this project, and this is where that credit amount would go. So if you have an MBE that's an established business and their contract value is 100,000 and they're at their first year, only 75,000 should appear in the credit amount on the Schedule D. And again, this is to be completed by the company that is bidding on the project. The Schedule C should be completed by the subcontractor, and this is where their total contract value would go on the Schedule C. The highlight green for subcontracting levels, if a firm is subbing out work to be performed, not supplies, but work that is being performed, you have an electrical contractor and someone else may be doing a low voltage, whether they are an MBE, WBE, or non-MBE, WBE, the percentages should go here. But if they are a non-MBE or WBE and their percentage of work to be performed is 10% and their contract value is 100,000, 100,000 will appear on the Schedule C and 90,000 should appear on the Schedule D because that is the credit amount. Back to you, James.
Thanks, Patrice. Again, I am the sole point of contact for this project, james.borkman@cityofchicago.org. Any RFIs need to be submitted by November 29th, 2024 at 4 p.m. as of right now. I'm now going to turn it over to our partners at Delta. Grace will take over and I will move the slides forward for her. Grace, I'll turn it over to you.
So as mentioned before by James, this project consists of 4 separate locations. That includes East 109th Street from South Burley Avenue to South Avenue O. That's a top map on a slide. A second location is South Hoyne Avenue from West 52nd Place to Dead End. Third location is South Harding Avenue from West 24th Street to Dead End. And fourth location is East 102nd Street from South Commercial Avenue to Dead End West. East 109th Street from South Burley Avenue to South Avenue O. We'll discuss existing condition, proposed conditions, and some local coordination. Existing condition, existing roadway pavement width varies from 28 to 40 feet. This project includes 4 intersections: South Buffalo Avenue, South Mackinac Avenue, South Green Bay Avenue, and South Avenue O. In the pictures above, there are some locations of pictures of those intersections. Existing conditions, we do have concerns. Narrow roadway, especially without curb and gutter, causes vehicles to park in the grass area. That's visible in a picture to the right. Poor pavement condition. Lack of curb and gutter leads to flooding on the street and on a private property. Proposed conditions. We are proposing to widen the roadway to 34 feet width and install curb and gutter. Reconstruct and construct new driveways and alley aprons for positive drainage. Install temporary concrete barrier to remain at South Burley Avenue, which becomes dead end. Install new catch basins and sewer laterals to connect to the existing sewer main. This project includes of one intersection to be resurfaced. That's South Avenue O and East 109th Street. Proposed conditions continued. Sidewalk. Proposed sidewalk is going to be installed from Dead End to South Buffalo Avenue, which will increase pedestrian accessibility throughout the neighborhood. Next slide. Next slide shows continuation of installation of a new sidewalk on both sides of the road, and that is from South Buffalo to South Mackinac. And again, it increases pedestrian accessibility throughout the neighborhood. Next slide. Next slide shows continuation of installation of new sidewalks, which does provide ADA accessibility throughout the neighborhood. Proposed conditions. Will propose to reconstruct pedestrian ramps at each intersection to meet ADA standards, to place detectable warning tiles at each ADA ramp, add new crosswalk pavement markings, install new sidewalks at alley crossings. So those pictures are showing what I am talking about. Next slide shows that along with the roadway improvement, new trees will be installed. Actually, total 40 new trees will be planted in between sidewalks and roadway, which is a common place for trees. New grass sod will be placed. Also, a few trees will be removed as shown on the plans per forestry survey and recommendation. Parking coordination, we are proposing to maintain existing parallel parking on 109th Street on both sides. Installing curb and gutter definitely defines where parking should end, not in a parkway area. Next location is South Hoyne Avenue from 52nd Place to Dead End. Again, we will be talking about existing condition and proposed conditions. Existing roadway width varies from 18 to 29 feet. This location is short location, includes 52nd Place intersection with South Hoyne Avenue. And pictures on the top are showing ponding, standing water, and poor pavement conditions. Proposed conditions, we propose to widen the roadway to the 30 feet wide and install new curb and gutter, reconstruct the driveway and apron of an alley, install new catch basins. This project includes one intersection to be resurfaced, which is 52nd Place and South Hoyne Avenue. Sidewalks will be installed on both, new sidewalks will be installed on both sides of the roadway nearby the right-of-way, and new sidewalks will increase accessibility to the neighborhood and around. Will reconstruct pedestrian ramps at the intersection to meet ADA standards. Will place detectable warning tiles at each ADA and will add new crosswalk pavement markings. This project will have also new trees planted. There will be 5 of them, as shown on the plans and highlighted in this slide. New grass sod will be placed. Next location is South Harding Avenue from West 24th Street to Dead End. We'll talk about existing conditions and proposed conditions in the next slides. Existing roadway width varies from 18 to 29 feet. This project has one intersection that is West 24th Street and South Harding Avenue. Concerns. Narrow roadway causes vehicles to park in the grass, as it's shown in a picture to the left. Poor pavement conditions, it's shown on the picture to the right. Lack of curb and gutter leads to flooding on the street and on an adjacent private property. Proposed conditions. This design proposes to widen roadway to 32 feet and install new curb and gutter, reconstruct existing driveways and alley apron, install new catch basin and sewer lateral to connect to the existing sewer main line. This project also has one intersection to be resurfaced. That's West 24th Street and South Harding Avenue. Sidewalk will be installed on both sides of the roadway to the nearest driveway. This will increase pedestrian accessibility throughout the project and neighborhood. It will need to reconstruct pedestrian ramps at each intersection to meet ADA standards, place detectable warning devices, tiles, and add new crosswalk pavement markings. This project, as all above, is planning to have new trees planted. There will be 3 new trees installed. Grass, sod will be placed in Parkway. Fourth project location, that is East 102nd Street from South Commercial Avenue to Dead End West. We'll be talking in next and showing in next slides existing conditions and proposed conditions. Existing conditions. Roadway width varies from 14 feet to 22.5 feet. This project includes 2 intersections, South Escanaba Avenue and South Commercial Avenue. Existing conditions. Narrow roadway allows vehicle to park in the grass parkway, as it's shown in the middle picture. Poor pavement condition, that is shown also in the pictures. Lack of curb and gutter leads to standing water in the public right-of-way and not sufficient sidewalk. Sidewalk is not present between Escanaba and the nearest alley to the east. Proposed conditions. Widen roadway to 28 feet wide and install curb and gutter. Reconstruct or construct new driveways and alley aprons. Install new catch basins and sewer laterals to connect to the existing sewer main line. Sidewalk. Install new sidewalks on 102nd Street between Escanaba Avenue and the nearest alley to the west and east. That will result in full pedestrian connectivity through the project area. A proposed sidewalk on the north side of 102nd Street jogs south to avoid damaging existing mature trees as it was directed by Bureau of Forestry. Install new sidewalk on 102nd Street continues from the nearest alley west to Commercial Avenue, and that results in full pedestrian connectivity throughout the project area. Reconstruct pedestrian ramps at each intersection to meet ADA standards. Place detectable warning tiles at each ADA ramp. Add a new crosswalk at crosswalk pavement markings. Install new sidewalks at alley crossings. All four projects include installation of new roadway lighting. New street lighting will be installed, which will include piggyback lighting for pedestrians. So one pole, as shown on the right picture, will provide lighting for both the street and the sidewalk, and upgraded LED lamps will be installed. And the last slide is saved to show beautiful trees on 102nd Street, which will have new trees. 13 new will be planted, 8 existing will be removed because either they are not in good condition, will be replaced with new ones, or they were in the way, but exercise has been made, as it was shown in one of previous slides, to save mature, healthy trees. So for this will be the last slide, but I wanted to show it colorful.
I think
That
it
leads
makes
to questions.
a nice ending, Grace. Does anyone on the call have any questions? Or Robert or Randy, would you like to add anything?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead, Jim.
no,
Go ahead, James.
I was just wondering, is this a mandatory pre-bid?
No, this is not a mandatory pre-bid conference.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Randy.
No, I just wanted to say good job, Grace. Excellent job in explaining and all of the concerns and the design on the project. Good job in going through each section in very good detail. So good job.
Yeah, Grace, just to add on to what Randy indicated, that I thought the presentation definitely provided some graphics and some pictures that clearly explain the scope of the work that was indicated earlier in the presentation by James. So it's a great preview of what is in the contract or bid documents. So thanks, Grace.
Well, this is also preview, especially those beautiful trees, how this project will look like once they are constructed.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
We expect the lowest responsible bidder to carry out those photos. Virginia or Jim, anything else?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Sure. Okay.
I'm good, thanks.
Thanks, Virginia. So with that, that will conclude the pre-bid and tech review meeting for contract C1616, Chicago Department of Transportation Works Progress Administration, Street Reconstruction Projects, East 109th Street, South Hoyne Avenue, South Harding Avenue, and East 102nd Street. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, James.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You.